dear colleagues. It is a great pleasure to be here today in Brussels to chair the fourth meeting of EU-Armenia Partnership Council. And it is highly satisfying that despite the current circumstances and the challenges for all of us, we managed to ensure the continuity of our talks and cooperation on various levels. The EU-Armenia Cooperation Partnership Council is indeed a unique platform where we have in-depth discussions and exchange of views on various topics ranging from specific aspects of our EU-Armenia bilateral agenda to regional affairs to political matters. And I anticipate that today, in line with already established tradition, we will have an open and engaged dialogue. Notably, this year marks the 30th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations between the European Union and the Republic of Armenia. And it is also worth mentioning that this year marks, it is symbolic that this year marks also the first anniversary of entry into force of the SIPA agreement, the Comprehensive and Enhanced Partnership Agreement between the European Union and Republic of Armenia. And of course, we will also reflect on the implementation of this agreement today. Today we also will speak about the situation in the South Caucasus and the normalization process between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and also about the process of comprehensive settlement of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. And here we expect that the European Union supports the peace process according to the mandate of OSCE Minsk Group co-chairmanship. Also, the remaining humanitarian issues, and in particular the issue of release of Armenian prisoners of war and detainees, and also protection of Armenian cultural heritage, and other remaining issues of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict and last year's aggression against Nagorno-Karabakh will discuss as well. All in all, I would like to state that today's meeting will be a step forward, a huge step forward towards a better understanding, a higher level of partnership, and also a higher level of peace and prosperity for our citizens. Thank you. Well, actually, as you said, we published our vision of the peace process, and at first we said that in the points suggested by Azerbaijan, there is nothing unacceptable for the Armenian side, but these points do not address the whole agenda, the whole spectrum of the existing issues of the potential and expected peace treaty. And here, for us, is crucial and principal to discuss the rights and the issue of security of Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, as well as, accordingly, the status of Nagorno-Karabakh. And we also think that it is important to continue these talks, the peace negotiations on peace treaty in frames of and according to the mandate of the OSCE Minsk Group co-chairmanship. So far, we haven't heard a positive reaction from Azerbaijan to these points, but you know that efforts are being made in order to have these negotiations possible. So I can only stress our readiness and our commitment to have peace and stability in our region. But to have this, we need two sides.
And if I may follow-up question, you said that the first meeting between Armenia and Azerbaijan about demarcation would be scheduled for yesterday and day before yesterday, May 16, 17, but finally this meeting haven't taken place. So may I ask why?
You're right, the meeting didn't take place, but I can assure you that we continue our talks about organizing these meetings. There are some technicalities to be agreed by the sides, and hopefully in upcoming days and weeks we will have finally this meeting. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I am happy to have this meeting of the Association Council with Armenia. This is done in difficult situations. We know how the war in Ukraine is affecting the whole world and in particular the region. But it's also a moment to continue working for reforms and to fully develop this comprehensive and enhanced association agreement. Our bilateral relations with Armenia are very good, but there is still reforms to be done, and this meeting will be a good occasion to encourage Armenia to continue on the European path, to continue working in order to fulfill all the purposes and objectives of this association agreement. To have this council is a good occasion also for the Armenian side to know from us how do we perceive the war in Ukraine, how do we perceive the consequences of this war, and how and why we will continue supporting Ukraine on their fight in order to preserve their independence and sovereignty in front of the Russian aggression.
High Representative, you just met with Prime Minister of Georgia. It was a long meeting, as I understood. And what were the main messages from your side, main topics which were discussed, and how do you estimate our way to European integration? Which conditions?
I understand. Yes, we had a meeting. Well, not so long. Let's say for our standards, it has been a normal meeting. I appreciate it a lot, having the opportunity of meeting with him, with your Prime Minister, and what we have been talking about. But you can easily imagine, no? The alignment with the sanctions, to avoid any kind of circumvention of the sanctions, the way they have been presented, the sanctions, sometime in the political debate in Georgia, also about the situation of the separatist region. We share the concern of the Prime Minister about this referendum that we will consider illegal and we will not recognize, and we will continue supporting the territorial integrity of Georgia. And then certainly also couldn't be otherwise the prospects of the request for membership, the answer that the opinion that the Commission will deliver in the next weeks. And if I had something to consider together with him, is that this is a window of opportunity, and this is a good moment to accelerate reforms, to avoid any kind of political polarization, to continue pushing on the reforms, especially on the justice system, and because these are the issues in which, when the Commission will make the evaluation, the Georgia request will be taken into consideration. So this is a good moment to accelerate the reforms, because let me see some data. No, I don't have any specific data, but it's important to note that the reform of judiciary for us is the cornerstone of all reforms. The European Union is a political system based on the rule of law, for an independent judiciary, fully accountable, having the trust of the citizens, and we will request this to any candidate.
About the sanctions, you mean regarding Ukrainian issue, you started with sanctions?
Yes, I said about the sanctions to Russia due to the Ukrainian war. We appreciated very much the vote in the United Nations, knowing how difficult it is for you to be controversial against Russia, but we have also to ask for an evaluation of the sanctions that could not jeopardize their effectiveness.
High Representative, talking about Armenia and Azerbaijan, if they finally reach an agreement, what sort of security guarantees can the EU provide to those people who are living in Nagorno-Karabakh?
Well, we really would appreciate a lot that this agreement could be reached. And we have been engaged with the two parties in order for them to really look for this agreement with the best will. We are far away from that yet. But if this happens, the European Union will provide any help that we can do in order to support the implementation of the agreement. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 point to Canada.
Sorry.
What about you?